Welcome back to the show. Lakers still need a coach. Former Coach of the Year and NBA champion Byron Scott is on Undisputed and pondered the idea of LeBron James, player coach. Take a listen.
My recommendation, the next Laker coach, and out of the 8 or 9 names that I've heard, his name wasn't on there, is make LeBron the coach. I got nothing but love and respect for LeBron. I love him. I think he's one of the greatest players that ever played this game. But it's obvious to me, at least, that he's making a lot of decisions that's going on in this organization.
No doubt.
From a coaching standpoint to a player standpoint. So if you're going to allow him to make those decisions, all right, sit on the bench and make those decisions as well. Be the head coach.
Okay. Yeah, thank you.
Well,
That's exactly right.
I'll let you guys debate the merits of him being the head coach. Just to be fair, what Byron said there is completely incorrect. LeBron has had no say on any of the Lakers coaches. He advocated for Ty Lue. They lowballed Ty Lue and didn't get him. And then when they were doing the Darvin Ham search, he was out of it, and was not a part of them hiring Vogel. As far as the players stuff, yes, obviously he pushed for them to get Westbrook. He also pushed for them to get Kyrie Irving last year, and then publicly was disappointed when they didn't get it. And he pushed for them to make moves this offseason. During this regular season, and they didn't do it. So LeBron somehow is the invisible hand of all the Lakers' mistakes and nothing to do with the successful moves. I get that that's a narrative.
Anthony Davis, he gets credit for that.
Absolutely. The Anthony Davis thing, does he?
He should.
He should, but he doesn't.
Correct.
I don't think people look at it like LeBron got AD here.
That's right. No, that is not what they.
Really?
I haven't.
You don't hear that.
I haven't heard that. I have heard so much more about LeBron forced them to get Russell Westbrook rather than LeBron got us Anthony Davis. But regardless, I don't think it is plausible for him to be player coach. But to your credit, you wanted us to do this as a topic 2 weeks ago, and we dismissed it because we thought it was impossible.
Well,
okay,
I disagree with you, but
all right. So 3 things. Okay, 1, to what Byron said, clear leadership. Whether or not LeBron is the shadow GM or not, certainly I think players look to the Lakers at LeBron as a leader on the team. So you know what? Let's not have a delineation of power. I'm the leader, I'm the captain of the team, I'm the best player, I'm the legend, I'm also the coach. There's 1 quarterback on the team, not 2. There's not 2 decision makers. Even in JJ's, their podcast, LeBron has something, it was just kind of a offhand remark, but it hit my antenna. He's like, yeah, Darvin drew something out, I vetoed it. I was like, oh, okay, maybe everybody can do that, but it struck me as like, all right, you're obviously the leader. 2, let's put to bed the idea that he can't do it. It has happened in every sport. And you're like, well, modern NBA, you wouldn't be able to do it. Here's what LeBron does. He has different roles, whatever you want to call what his labels on all it. He has Spring Hill. He has Uninterrupted. He runs a school. He has a family foundation. He's part of Fenway Sports Group. He makes tacos every Tuesday. He does Blaze Pizza. He's got Nike responsibilities. He's got a ton of other responsibilities. Adding one more thing to his portfolio is not ridiculous when he has a wide portfolio. So how are those things successful? He has great people ahead of each of them with great staffs. That's how you're able to do it. So do this Lakers exactly how you run Spring Hill and Uninterrupted and however Clutch is set up. And have someone really good as your assistant and have a great staff, but you are the top. You are the one making decisions.
So what are you doing? Like, what are you doing? If the assistants are doing everything,
you're being the CEO. You're being the final decision maker.
I think it's impossible today. The last player coach was 1979, Dave Cowens.
What makes it impossible?
I think today's NBA is so much more complicated than the 50s, 60s, and 70s.
So why don't you have
They had 2 coaches on NBA teams in the 60s and 70s. 2 coaches, head coach, 1 assistant. Now they got like harder. 9 coaches.
Okay, that argument is that's more difficult.
What he's saying though is basically a full coaching staff.
I get all that, but look. Even for film study, if you have your video people put together the film, you still need to watch it before the team does. So when you're breaking down film study, you've got where you want to go and what you want to point out and all that stuff. I just think I know LeBron watches a lot of film. I doubt he's watching as much as the head coaches. There are some great head coaches. The reason the Knicks are where they are is Tom Thibodeau. I mean, the players deserve a lot of credit, but he's doing a great job. Mark Daigneault in Oklahoma City, Ty Lue with the Clippers. Like, you mean to tell me that a player with all his responsibilities as a player is going to be able to match what they do, the effort they put in for a head coach? That's not even to mention egos, brands. If I'm a player and I'm going to be a free agent and I want to get a huge contract and the player, my teammate benches me, I got a problem. If players have a problem with the head coach, they can kind of band together.
Sensationally seasoned pretzels. Two-time MVP Lamar Jackson sat down with Complex and said he's dropped 10 pounds from last year's playing weight down to 205. Take a listen.
Lamar Jackson is definitely 2019 MVP season. Slim now, it may get spooky. Oh, definitely. I was 230 2 years ago. I was 215 last season, but now I'm like 205.
I mean, it's May, so maybe he comes back
Also,
up.
friend of the show, Andrew Filipponi, who sat in this chair, Lamar read a tweet from him in that segment of him talking trash about him. Great moment. Great moment.
MVP odds. Mahomes, Josh Allen, Burrow, Stroud. And finally, Lamar at 5. Nick, do you have more or less faith in Lamar after last season?
I hate to say it,
Come
but
on.
less. Here, what are you shaking your head about?
I'm just reading the question.
I would think you
won the
would.
MVP.
I would think you would agree with me on this based on a lot of the ways you view things. But he had as good of a regular season as he possibly could have. Everything was in place. And he had another playoff game. So why would I think that it's going to be different? He was bad in that Chiefs game. And the biggest criticism, he was so bad that the biggest criticism of the Ravens were they gave him too many opportunities to be bad. That they should have handed the ball off more. And he had a terrible pick in the end zone. He had another fumble. He didn't seem like himself. That was not a game the Chiefs, this wasn't the Josh Allen divisional round a few years ago, 36-33, 42-36. Chiefs scored 17 points. And we're never in danger of losing that game.
Well, the L'Jarius Sneed punch out.
That was huge.
That was kind of,
they
punch out away from scoring another touchdown.
They still had a chance to win that game.
Okay.
And it wasn't his fault that Zay Flowers with the penalty and then the
Lamar
punch
still
out.
was bad in that game.
I mean, guys, Lamar was bad in that football game.
But I'm saying if L'Jarius Sneed does not come up with that play,
Then maybe they get to 14, maybe they get to 17. I don't know. I know that they lost an AFC Championship game at home 17-10. I know that's what happened. So my answer is less.
My answer is more. My answer is more because I think Lamar is as determined as any football player in the league and more determined than most to get this Super Bowl. And everything he has said he's going to do, he has done. He has proven people wrong. First, can you play quarterback? Then they said he couldn't win a playoff game. Now he's done that. Obviously, he's won MVPs. He handled his own contract situation well, which I thought was crazy. Everything that's been put in his face, like you can't do this, he's gone ahead and done. I think, too, I agree with you, he wasn't good in that game. But I think, I think he was trying to prove to people for whatever reason that he could be more of a passing quarterback. He's never going to be, obviously, a Mahomes or any of these great pocket passing quarterbacks. He can be good as a pocket passer, but his running ability has to be a part of his arsenal. And it was like he took it away from himself. And I think this year, maybe the reason he's dropped weight, I don't know, but maybe it's because he knows he's not quite as fast and he wants to run a little more like he used to. I don't know, but I think I have more confidence in him than I have in
You actually just convinced me to go to more. I was at the same. I wasn't going to be less. I had the same confidence, but I have more confidence because in one of my reasonings was he's always the next season proved that he can do something that we questioned. Yeah. The one thing that he has not done is win it. And I don't believe he's going to win it next year. I don't believe he's going to be MVP again next year. But I do believe he is going to improve. He is going to be better. I don't think he's going to be worse. So I'm not going to say he's going to be. I can expect less.
I guess I don't think he's going to be in a better position than he was last year. I don't think you're going to play
in terms of winning.
Yeah,
Last year was a great.
you had the Ravens. You invested in the receiver position. The Chiefs were shaky all year. It was the worst Chiefs team we've talked. It was talked about all season. You were at home, all of it, and didn't play well. This was not an instance where it's like, man, this wasn't Jalen Hurts in the Super Bowl, where I know Jalen made the one mistake, but Jalen